Previously, I have showed you why you shouldn't fear the bug and also how to slow it down with the vary speed. Coming up next, I'll show you how to properly adjust a bug to get the most out of it. Welcome to the House of Ham. I'm Bob WV7W, and I'm going to go over how to properly adjust your bug. This is often viewed as a difficult process due to the number of knobs you have to adjust. Today I will show you it really is pretty simple to get a well-functioning bug. So let's go over to the bench and I'll show you just how to do it. So I've got my bug here and we're going to go through the process of adjusting. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally screw up these adjustments. Why would I want to screw up a perfectly adjusted bug? Well, so I can show you how to do it. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing all out of whack here. And then we're going to go through the steps. I'm going to show you a few things before we actually get to adjusting it. So I'm going to go over some of the parts. So this is the damper right here. This is the damper. And this is the pendulum. This is the dot contact. This is the daw contact. These are the left and right trunnion screws. Left and right trunnion screws. And then these are the spring adjustment screws for the dit and the daw. I did not mess with those. That's more of a feel thing. So you can set those if you like to, but not necessary to get a good adjustment for using your bug. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get this pendulum where it is just making contact with the damper. So what we want to do is we want to bring this all the way in until it is moving. See how it's moving back and forth? Now we want to adjust this so that it just stops moving. And you might need to move it a little bit more, but I would start with this. So we're going to go ahead and tighten that down. That's the first adjustment. Now, one of the things you're going to want is you're going to want some automotive feeler gauges. And what I've heard is it's between 11 and 15 thousandths. And I tried 15 thousandths and it just was too wide for me. I liked 11 thousandths. So I'm going to adjust it for 11. I would try yourself and find out what you like. And these are just starting points. So you may find that you want to tweak it a little bit and do something a little bit different with it. And that's perfectly okay. But this is a good starting point and it'll get you there. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to adjust this left trunnion screw. The other one we adjusted when we adjusted the contact with the damper. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this to 11 thousandths. So we're going to go ahead and just bring this in. And if anybody's ever done, it's old enough to have done points on an old non-electronic ignition, remember this. You just want some friction there. You don't want to jam this in there. You just want it just to have some friction. That's where it's at 11 thousandths. And then get this in. Okay, so now we've got the left trunnion screw and the right trunnion screw done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to adjust the daw contact. Same thing here. We're going to adjust this for 11 thousandths. So bring this out and then bring it into you just feeling some friction on it. That's about right there. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to adjust this dot contact. This is going to require a tone generator of some kind. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Morse Reno, and that will give us the tones that we need. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring this in until it starts making contact. Let me back this off here so you can see it's not making any contact. And what you want to do is you want to get it so that your dits are long enough But you got to be careful because if you go too far with this, you won't get very many dits. And so you really want your dits to be a nice even tone and a nice even spacing. And ideally you'd want them for the speed that they're at. So this is adjusted for about 15 words a minute. So you would want those. And I've heard of people using PC fist check to check the width of them. I would just go by based on your sound and what sounds good to you. You don't want them to be too short, and you don't want them to be to where you don't get enough dits in a row. But this gives you plenty of dits, so that's definitely good enough. I could even lengthen them a bit more. Yeah, see now you get to the point where it doesn't do it. Still getting some skip in there. So that's about as long as I can make those dits without some anomalies. It sounds pretty good and seems like the spacing's good. So I think we've got it good there. And just so you can see that it's not that terribly difficult once you know the order that you have to do things in. As you can see, this really isn't that hard to do, and you too can have a well-tuned bug that will get you on the air. When you pair the vary speed with proper adjustments, all of a sudden the bug doesn't seem quite so daunting. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is WV7W73.